Okay, today we're going to be taking a look at Lesson 7. We're going to be solving problems involving mixed units of length. Okay, so we're going to start off by taking a look at number 1. We're going to determine some sums and differences, making sure that we show our work. Okay, so letter A here we have 1 feet plus 2 feet. Okay, we add that up, we know that that's 3 feet, and we know that 3 feet equals 1 yard. Okay. Now we start moving into some where there's mixed units. So now again we have 3 yards and 1 foot plus 2 feet. Okay, so again 1 foot plus 2 foot is 3 feet, which equals 1 yard. So now we have a total of 4 yards. Okay. Now we go to some subtraction. So now we have 1 yard minus 1 foot. Okay, well we know that 1 yard is 3 feet. 3 feet minus 1 foot gets us 2 feet. Okay, moving on to letter D, 8 yards minus 1 foot. Okay, so now this time we're going to take 7 yards and we're going to convert the other yard into 3 feet. So that we have 3 feet minus 1 foot, 2 feet, and then we have 7 yards left. Okay, moving on to some more addition. 3 inches plus 9 inches is 12 inches, and we know that 12 inches is 1 foot. Okay, now we have 6 inches plus 9 inches. Okay, well that equals 15 inches. Okay, well we know that 12 inches is 1 foot, and we know that that gives us 3 inches left. Okay, next we have 1 foot minus 8 inches, so we need to convert our larger unit into the smaller unit. So our 1 foot becomes 12 inches, and now we have 12 inches minus 8 inches, which gets us 4 inches. Okay, and then finally we have 5 feet minus 8 inches, so again we need to convert 1 foot into 12 inches, and that gives us 4 feet left. So now 12 inches minus 8 inches is 4 inches, and we have 4 feet left over. Okay. All right, moving on now to number 2, where we get into a little bit harder problems with some different mixed units. Okay. So, first up here we have 2 feet and 2 feet, which gets us 4 feet, which equals 1 yard and 1 foot. Okay. Well, we have 5 yards and 1 yard, so that gets us 6 yards with 1 foot left over. Okay. Now we move on to the next one, and again we can combine our like units. So we have 7 yards and 2 yards, well that gets us 9 yards. 2 feet and 2 feet gets us 4 feet. Okay. Well, we know that 4 feet is 1 yard and 1 foot. So now we have 9 yards and 1 yard, and that gets us 10 yards with 1 foot left over. Now it's a little bit different when we get to our subtraction. So now we see that we have 1 foot minus 2 feet. Well, we don't have enough feet to subtract, so what we need to do is convert one of our yards into feet. So we're going to have 3 yards now, and then we're going to make that 4th yard into 3 feet. Okay, so now we have a total of 4 feet. Okay, so now 4 feet minus 2 feet is 2 feet, and we have 3 yards left. Okay, now same thing here with the next one, but notice how again we have mixed units. So we can't do 1 foot minus 2 feet, so we're going to have 5 yards and 4 feet. We're going to take 1 yard, turn it into 3 feet, and that gives us a total of 4 feet. Okay, now we can go through and subtract. Well, 4 feet minus 2 feet is 2 feet. And then 5 yards minus 2 yards gets us 3 yards. Okay. Moving on to the next one here, we'll go back to adding. So we have 9 plus 4, that gets us 13 inches. which is 1 foot, 1 inch. So now we have 6 feet plus 1 foot, 7 feet, with 1 inch left over. Okay, and the next one we have some more additions. I'm going to add up my inches. We have 15 inches, 3 feet, and 4 feet, 7 feet. Okay, and then we can take our 15 inches and turn it into 1 foot, 3 inches. So now we have 3 inches, and then 7 plus 1 gives us a total of 8 feet. Okay, moving on to the next one. See letter G. Okay, now again we go back to subtraction. So I can't do 4 inches minus 8 inches. So what we're going to do is we're going to take off a foot and convert that into inches. So now we have a total of 16 inches. 12 plus 4 is 16. 16 minus 8, 8. And we have 33 feet left over. Okay. So now again we have mixed units. Well, we can't do 1 inch minus 10 inch. So we're going to make 6 feet. Okay, there's 12 inches in a foot, so now we have 13 inches. 13 minus 10, 3. 6 minus 5 gives us our 1 foot. Okay, so now let's take a look at some word problems. So Matthew is 6 feet 2 inches tall. His little cousin is Emma is 3 feet 6 inches tall. We need to know how much taller is Matthew than Emma. So if we set up our tape diagrams here, okay, we know that Matthew is 6 feet 2 inches. Emma, much shorter at 3 feet 6 inches. We're trying to find out the difference, how much taller. Okay, so we have 6 feet 2 inches minus 3 feet 6 inches. Okay, so again we always start with our smaller unit. Well, we can't do 2 inches minus 6 inches. So we convert into 5 feet 14 inches. Now we have enough to subtract. 14 minus 6, 8. 5 minus 3 gets us 2 feet. So now we have Matthew is 2 feet 8 inches taller. Okay, so we take off 1 foot, turn it into 12 inches, so we have enough to subtract inches. Okay, moving on to our next one. We have gym class. We have Jared climbed 10 feet 4 inches up a rope. Then he climbed up another 3 feet 9 inches. We want to know how high did he climb. So we have the total length that he climbed is our unknown. So we know he first climbed up this much, stopped, and then he climbed up a little bit more. So now we see that we have an addition problem here because we want to know the total that he climbed. So 10 feet 4 inches plus 3 feet 9 inches. Okay. So now when we go to add this up, we see that 4 inches plus 9 inches is 13 inches. 10 feet plus 3 feet is 13 feet. Okay, but we notice with our inches, we can make another foot with 1 inch left over. So now we have a total of 14 feet, 1 inch. So Jared climbed 14 feet, 1 inch. Okay, as a total. Okay. Now we go to number 5. We have a quadrilateral, which we know is a 4-sided shape. It has a perimeter of 18 feet 2 inches. Now the sum of 3 of the sides is 12 feet 4 inches. What's the length of the 4th side? Okay. So if we set this up, we know that quadrilateral has 4 sides. Okay. Well, we know that the total perimeter is 18 feet, 2 inches. We see that 3 of the sides equals 12 feet, 4 inches. We're trying to find out that 4th side. So when we model this out, we can see that we're doing a subtraction problem here. So we have 18 feet, 2 inches, minus 12 feet, 4 inches. Okay. So now again, when we go to subtract our inches, we see that we need to have some more inches in order to subtract. So we're going to have 17 feet now. We're going to convert 1 foot into 12 inches, and that gives us 14 inches total. Okay, so now 14 minus 4 is 10 inches. 17 minus 12 is 5 feet. So now we see that the 4th side is 5 feet, 10 inches long. Okay. Well, now we move to letter B here. We see that an equilateral triangle, remember what an equilateral triangle is, has a side length equal to the 4th side of the quadrilateral. What's the perimeter of the triangle? Okay, so let's really break this up carefully. So now it's an equilateral triangle, which means we have 3 equal sides. Our question is, what's the perimeter? So we're trying to find out this much. Now, each side length, because it's an equilateral triangle, is the 4th side of the quadrilateral. So we go back to letter A here, and we see that we have 5 feet, 10 inches. So that means each of these is 5 feet, 10 inches. Okay. So one thing we could do here is we could add up all 3 sides, since we know the measurement of each one. Or a faster way would be to multiply. So we have 3 times 5 feet, 10 inches, because we have 3 equal sides. Okay. Well, when we go to break this up, you can see that we're doing 3 times 5 feet, and then 3 times 10 inches. Okay. So now we see that we have 15 feet plus 30 inches. Okay. Well, we know that we can take our 30 inches, and there's 12 inches in a foot. 12 times 2 is 24, so we have 2 feet and then 6 inches more within that 30 inches. Now combine them, 17 feet, 6 inches. So the perimeter of the triangle is 17 feet, 6 inches. Okay? So we also could have added up 5 feet, 10 inches 3 times and then converted and gotten the same answer, or we could have just multiplied and done it a little bit quicker. So go ahead and start the exit ticket.